Good morning, everybody. My name is the Sobri Boys, Wale Fatse from TBR Solution Sports Forum. It's Tuesday today, okay? The 31st of May. You may be asking, what are we going to discuss? The season has come to an end. But I want us to look at this. Orlando Pirates, that's what I want us to look at. I don't know if you are there as a Pirate supporter or not even a Pirate supporter, you are just somebody who loves football, just like me. Will you describe Orlando Pirates' season as a failure or work in progress? What's your take? How can you describe Orlando Pirates' season? All right. Now, we know that they lost yesterday to SuperSport United, which was a big win for SuperSport because that allowed or that helped SuperSport to qualify for top 8. But for Pirates, it was a big loss because Pirates could not, of course, there was no chance of getting the championship, but they could not even qualify for the CAF Champions League, which is position 2. And of course, and CONCACAF. So they qualified for a top 8, Orlando Pirates. Now, they didn't win any trophy last season. I don't know if you look and watch and analyze what could be the problem. How can you describe Orlando Pirates' season? Will you describe it as a failure or work in progress? I'm asking this question because if you diagnose the problem of Orlando Pirates closely from a distance, from my point of view, the problem is they change coaches. All right. I don't know how many coaches have coached Pirates now up to this point in time. Even these 2 coaches, Mandangazi and Fadlu, are not permanent. They're at caretaker or an interim coach position. Now, do you think that that is a problem? All right. The problem is the fact that there's no stability because there's no leadership. And then, I've been saying it over and over and asking Mandla where the goals or Fadlu, but Mandla would say we have scored in the CONCACAF. Of course, in the first round they were leading, but one of the issues that I was arguing about, guys, you need to focus on goals at Pirates. And then at some point there was an issue of Muhango. All right. But the answer that we got, I'm satisfied with that answer, although they were not saying it directly, but it was an implication. Because they said it's not about a player's performance that determine the starting lineup. Everything determines the starting lineup, especially around the issue of discipline. I fully support Orlando Pirates if they argue that way, because discipline goes a long way. Discipline does not apply only in football. It applies in everything, even in our lives as individuals. If you are not disciplined, you'll see things will never go right. So I agree with him, but do you think that's one decision that will come back and haunt them as a team? Now, remember that Amazon, September was, rumored to have signed with Kaizer Chiefs a pre-contract. The president was angry and finally decided that he's not going to play, although the coach wanted to play the player. And the coach said, look, I'm a former player, but if you really just decide not to play him, you may miss something. I think the problem of Benny and Zungu started there, who was finally having the final say on that particular subject. Now, let's look at that too. What happened? Amazulu, of course, they've qualified for top 8, but I think that had an impact on their final outcome as a team. So now, same with Orlando Pirates. Yes, I as much as I agree, I saw, when after they lost the tournament, the CONCACAF, people were arguing and say, you know what, maybe they could have used Muhango, and maybe they could not have, missed so many goals. Because remember, at that final, the Pirates was definitely doing well, but unfortunately, they found themselves on the back foot. So yeah, I don't know. So those are my take as far as that is concerned. Then I'm asking you, what's your take? Do you think the decision of Pirates not using Muhango is coming back to haunt them? But at the same time, what are you saying? Are you saying a Pirates should continue to use a player if a player is ill-disciplined? But Pirates as a team, what's happening with Orlando Pirates? All right. Well, what's going to happen next year? Are we going to see a better Pirates? And then, we hear rumors that Benny might go there. Although Benny himself said no, nothing has been said to him, but he would love to join Pirates. He would never resist that temptation to join Orlando Pirates. We had so many rumors. If you were Dr. Ivan Koza, what were you going to do? Because now you are faced with a decision whether should you continue with Mandla Negazi and Fadlu, or do you have to decide and bring other coaches, or do you have to say, no, let me continue with them and give them a permanent post, all right? And then and see how do they do. And just like Kaizer Chiefs has done in terms of ensuring that 10-111 is appointed for the next 3 years, that stability is important. And we saw yesterday that Kaizer Chiefs has announced that they've signed Dupree, one of the hot player that has been everybody has been looking for. And then what is the way forward as far as Orlando Pirates is concerned? Do they have enough depth? Do they have the correct material to take Orlando Pirates to another level? Or what should happen? Let me hear your point of view. I'm asking those questions. And I think it's high time that everybody should take responsibility. That's part of our principal responsibility. Everybody should take responsibility. Everybody should review and reflect, starting from the chairman, Dr. Ivan Koza. He should ask himself, what role is he gonna play as the chairman of Orlando Pirates? Is he gonna evaluate what is happening and come up with something, all right, so that finally Orlando Pirates is the Orlando Pirates that we know. So yeah, those are some of the issues that I would like to ask you, what's your take? Will you describe Pirates season as a failure or a work in progress? Thank you very much for listening to the show and watching the show. Much appreciated. Continue to subscribe. We really appreciate your support. I thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is the Sobre Voice Walifatsi from the Big R, or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services. an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, and stress and depression can be caused by a number of things. Lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so, just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people that don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what do? We try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this, with the fund that we are working with. There is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are least taxed, all right? And then, and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.